Good morning, all of you amazing people. You joined me yesterday. Some of you are probably joining me right now, and I'm super excited to be here. Again, I'm Dustin. This is Keto Simple. It is Sunday morning, 7:30 a.m., and I'm so happy that you're here. Good morning. I have my coffee. How about you? There's a video that I wanted to share with you today. Got a hair in my mouth. Go figure. But there's a video that I wanted to share with you guys today, but I'm having difficulties getting it to work. Let's see if I can get it to work right now. We shall see, right? We shall see. For some reason, it doesn't want to share screens. Yeah, see, it's not letting me share. It's not sharing. I don't know what's wrong with it. Mama Bear Lynette is in the house. Partners in ketosis. Jen Joyment. Oh, Jen Delaney. I'm super excited. So, you are aware though that coming down on the 22nd to go to Rockstar Pizza, that is the day before Thanksgiving, right? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Danny Beach is in the house. So glad you all are here. You guys make me so happy. I get up in the morning and you guys show up. It makes me feel all warm and fuzzy and cozy on the inside. Oh, you have no idea. Let me see if I can get this to do what I want it to do. Let's see. Yeah, that's good. How does that? Does that look too weird there? I don't know. Who knows? Oh. That's the okay. So Jen, you're saying you have peppermint mocha coffee this morning, and now that it's officially past Veterans Day, I'm comfortable embracing Christmas full time. Okay, so there's a video that I wanted to show. I put it up on my Facebook. It was a TikTok, but I went in through YouTube to try to find it, and for some reason, it's not letting me share YouTube content. I don't know why. Let me see if I can find this person on. I imagine they have an Instagram. Let me see if I can find them on Instagram. We'll see what I can find. It might be an Instagram issue. It might be YouTube won't let me play YouTube through YouTube. Pretty meta though, right? But you having peppermint mocha is one of those things that's like, that's what I wanted to show. Let's see if I can find this. If I can find. It's Bobby Parrish. And he's got this video that came out. Let me see if I can find a reel of it. Let's see if he's got it. Yeah, let's see. Let me see if I can share this screen today, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I don't understand why it's doing this. I don't understand. I don't understand. Anyway, so basically what the video is he goes in and he's at Dunkin' Donuts and he's got like a 32 ounce like peppermint coffee that they have. And it's got let me watch this video real quick and then we can see here. It's a Dunkin' thing. It's got 197 grams of sugar. Like OMG. It's the same as like 92 of their little munchkin donut balls. Crazy. I wanted to show you the video, but it's not letting me, so there's that. I still love technology, but I still love technology. Cindy, good morning. Good morning. Shander told me to reach out and ask. They should, because they're even open on Christmas Day. They do things where they allow their workers to come in and they basically, whatever they sell, they make that day. So say, sorry, I don't drink coffee. I just wake up feeling good without any of the stems. I've gone months and months and months without coffee. I've gone almost a year without coffee before. It does not work for me. I need coffee. Man, it's also a big thing because I really enjoy coffee. Like, I really like it. And plain coffee, just espresso and cream, done. I just love it. It's like I've given up everything else for the most part on a daily basis. Well, that's like, I mean, like I go to like so at Starbucks. My order at Starbucks, and I've said this before, is a venti blonde Americano with heavy cream hot. If Dunkin' Donuts had heavy cream, I would go and get their cold brew, because they have a really good cold brew. It's like a black cold brew with some heavy cream in it. That would be great for summer days. I would totally drink that in DoorDash. I would love that. But they don't have heavy cream, so it's what it is, right? Yeah, it's a crazy video. I wanted to share it because, like, I saw it this morning and I'm like, whoa. It gives a full visual visual representation of what you're putting in your body because I think so often people just go out, buy these things, drink them, don't even think or even have any idea of how much sugar, carbohydrates, or whatever they're putting in their body. They just don't know. I mean, even if they do know, they're just kind of like, out of sight, out of mind. My first job when I was 16 years old was working for Dunkin' Donuts. She's now 58. My first job was Steak and Shake. Hair in my mouth. I gotta trim my mustache, but I can't find my clippers. I don't know what I did with them. I cut my brother's hair, and now I can't remember what I did with them because I cut it downstairs. I worked at an old Steak and Shake. It's not even there anymore. It was an old Steak and Shake. It still had the old drive-through like thing in the back, like the long strip where people would park on both sides, where the where the people would come out on roller skates. So it was an old drive-in style Steak and Shake, and I worked there for about a year or so. I've only had not very many jobs. I worked at Steak and Shake, and then I left Steak and Shake, and I went to Media Play, and then I worked at Media Play for about 6 months or so, and they went out of they. So as soon as I got the job, they announced they were going out of business. They had filed bankruptcy and were going out of business. So I worked at Media Play until they were empty. The store was completely empty, and we went out of and we were closed the doors. Then I went over and I worked at Chuck E. Cheese until I graduated high school, and then I went in and was working at a warehouse. It was a CD distribution warehouse. So music we sent to Walmart, Kmart, Shopko, Palmyra, um, and after a while we started sending to Best Buy as well. And then I left there and I went to work for an insurance company, an auto insurance company, and I worked there. Well, so the warehouse I worked for 9 years, the auto insurance company I worked for 12, and then I went over and was working at a life insurance company, and I worked there for about almost 2 years, and then the pandemic, and I didn't have a job anymore, and here we are. So yeah. Marbear, good morning. Getting ready for church. Well, I'm glad you stopped by. I saw that you gave me a comment. I think that was you good comment on my video. That was good. Um, I never liked the taste of Dunkin' Donuts coffee when I lived in Boston. I used to try because I lived across the street, but I can't get used to it now. So the thing is I had friends from Chicago because I live in Indianapolis. We're 3 hours from Chicago. Lots of friends in Chicago. Chicago runs on Dunkin'. I mean, everybody that I knew loved Dunkin' Donuts. You just go in and order a coffee, and it would come with cream and sugar, and that's just the way that it was. But I don't know if it's that way now. But that's the way that it was then. We had a Dunkin' Donuts for a while down here when I was younger. Then they went out. Then they all disappeared, and then they just slowly started coming back. Now they've been rebranded to Dunkin'. Steak and Shake. I grew up in St. Louis. We definitely had those. Used to love the chili three ways. Yeah, yeah, chili three way. Chili was a chili, noodles and onions. I think is what a three way was. Maybe cheese. I can't remember. Jeannie Bats, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I still like so I've gone to Steak and Shake since being keto. You just order the burger patties, no bun. They just I mean, they but except nowadays, like, at least the one I've picked up from DoorDash, you go in and you order on a little pad, and then you go and you pick it up. They don't have wait staff anymore. So it's so weird being in there because I worked there when I was, like, being my first job. I like, you walk in, the smell's still the same. That it's so weird. It's so crazy how smells will smack you in the face with memories. You walk in, you're like, "Oh," and it's like all that stuff comes flooding back. Like, I had a manager when I worked there, and, he was emptying out the fry oil because it was time to change the fry oil. So, he was having me help him, and he went and grabbed, like, a 5-gallon pickle bucket, a plastic pickle bucket. And I was like, if you pour that in there, it's gonna melt. He goes, no, no, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm like, if it melts all over and it spills all over the floor, I am not helping you clean that up. And he laughs at me. So, I'm like 16, 17, 16 years old, something like that. I go off to have a smoke break because it was the 90s. And I come back and like the whole bottom had bulged out and all the grease had gone all over the floor. And he's sitting there just mopping away. And I was like, and then later on, I was working at that warehouse and he came in as a temp. It was weird. So weird. Yeah. Full-time princess wrangler. Oh, so the new thing that she's got going on is so in the mornings, she's very weird about stuff. So she's like got all these rules. And if we break the rules, she like flips out. So we're like, you're not following the rules. And I'm like, what are the rules? I really enjoy you being here. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. Thank you so much. Oh, and she's not watching this. At least I hope not. But we've ordered her more princess dresses for Christmas because she's not already a diva as it is, and some shoes and stuff. She loves being a princess. 'Cause I remember we were telling her she's going to the castle when, before we took her to Disney, and she didn't quite understand what that meant. And like, we're gonna go to the castle, we're gonna ride these rides, and we would sit down and watch YouTube videos of ride throughs of all the rides. We watched Haunted Mansion over and over again. And so she rode Haunted Mansion with us a few times. We did a ride through of Slinky Dog, and she's like, nope. We didn't ever get on Slinky Dog because the wait times were just so much. And then all the other ride, like the teacups, we rode the teacups, the saucer spin. There were just so many cool things that she did like. So yeah. Oh, good morning, everyone. Got my Bucky's cup. Got to get it so you can see Mr. Bucky himself. Not sponsored. I don't even know what they what they would do. Mm. But yeah, so Cindy, yeah, Chandra was asking me to make sure that Rockstar Pizza's open that day. I'll reach out to the owner and just double check. I don't see why they wouldn't be open the day before Thanksgiving. She also wanted me to make sure that you two understood that it is the day before Thanksgiving. But we're down. We're down to go. So we will meet, I would say, what, noon? That's you guys don't have to get up super early to be here by noon, I guess. Marbear says her first job was a local gas station. Then I worked with the mentally handicapped for 16 years. Now I clean a restaurant. Yeah, I mean, I would say anymore that it's kind of silly to be at a job more than 2 years at a time. because jobs can't be loyal to you. They're loyal to their bottom line. Now, I mean, you're going to find some jobs here and there that are going to be loyal to their employees and such, but it's just for the most part, you're going to come out ahead jumping jobs every 2 years. Whether you're staying in your niche or like if you work insurance and you keep jumping insurance jobs, you're going to make more money than staying with your job with whatever raises they give and all that stuff. Even with bonuses and whatnot, you know. Um, so yeah. I their briskets are I haven't tried anything without the sauce. I need it. I always like brisket and I like sausage, and I did get their sausage on a stick. It was pretty good. What's your meal plan this week? So I mean, realistically, it's just steak, eggs, chicken thighs, and eggs. I mean, it's as simple as you can get, and it's not so much a challenge as more of a just a reset for us. I mean, obviously we're gonna go out to lunch with you guys when you come in town. Um, we are going on Wednesday to see Aaron Bilal. He's a comedian. He's a nonverbal stand-up comedian. He utilizes his phone and he types out and it goes to a Bluetooth speaker over to a microphone and it tells his jokes. We found him on Kill Tony on YouTube with Tony Hinchcliffe and Brian Redband. He came on as like a bucket pull type thing. And basically, he is now, because of that show, now touring the United States. He's Canadian, working to become an American citizen because it's just a lot more. There's a lot more opportunities here in the States for a comedian, and he is hilarious. He's actually on America's Got Talent this season. I haven't been keeping up with where he's at on that or what he's doing, but yeah, we're gonna go see him. He's coming to Indianapolis this coming Wednesday, the 15th. So that's gonna be cool. We got tickets for that. Because Shannon and I are huge comedy fans, and he just cracks us up. He is the funniest dude. So if you haven't had a chance and you're okay with adult humor, check out Kill Tony. If you're not easily offended and all that stuff. If you are, well, then just kind of avoid it. That's fine too. Noon, 1, that's fine with me. I just was worried because I know that you guys got to drive home. It gives us a little bit of time to hang out and stuff, and then you guys can drive home. Yeah, I mean, as far as like Thanksgiving, I've already told the kids I'm making a turkey. That's about it. And I might make some. I've got my own recipe for keto stuffing. I'm probably going to make a video on that. I know I've seen Partners in Ketosis as a video, and some other people have had videos. But I was like, I've been making it for a couple years, and I've been slowly modifying it to make it easier. Because the first couple of years I made it, it took me like 3 hours to make, and that was just no good. I would make it once a year, but hopefully I've kind of got it down. So I'm gonna probably make a video on that just to show what I make. Because really, I mean, outside of a turkey, some green beans, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, there's nothing special about our Thanksgiving. But what I don't like about Thanksgiving is everybody comes over, swarms the house, eats, leaves, and then leaves me with a full kitchen full of dishes. Because then it takes me like 3 days to get them all done. Because I am a slow dish doer. I don't care. Yeah, I mean that's the thing is like I was working at the warehouse, and I remember I had a new guy come in, and I was training him, and he was mad. He goes, "I can't believe they're only paying me 13.50 an hour." And I look at him, and I'm like, "What?" He goes, "What do you make?" And I was like, 12. He was making $1.50 more an hour than me, and I had been there at that point like 7 years, 8 years, something like that. I left not too long after that. They went out of business after that. I mean, obviously CDs They tried to diversify. They tried to get into video games, but they bought a video game company called Crave, and it was all like really old titles. So it wasn't stuff that people were really wanting, and it wasn't enough to bring money in the door. So I was like, I saw the writing on the wall. I was like, okay, I'm never going to make enough money here. And my cousin was working at the insurance company, and he was telling me how much vacation they have, how awesome the job was. So I went over there, and when I left, I was like 7 weeks of vacation a year. It was a difficult decision to make to leave, but again, I wasn't getting big enough raises. Like you start getting there, and you're getting like 30 cent a year raises, and you're like, it's not doing it. Where I could go and get a job for 2 years, get a $2 raise to go to the job, and then after 2 years, go get another $2 raise. So really, you know, I haven't. If it's expensive, I mean, something's real. I mean, something will have to change with how much money I'm bringing in because she's not going to want to pay for it, and I don't. I mean, she's just not into cruises. So if I'm going to go, I have to find a way to pay for it. So I mean, whether it's me getting into with DoorDash and YouTube and affiliates and all that stuff, if things like that don't pay my way, then I won't be able to go. Yeah, and that's the thing is it's like you can't be mad at the job for doing what jobs are going to do. And I mean it's very frustrating, but they're always going to pay someone more to come in because they once you're there. And they don't really care. I mean, even with the auto insurance company, they would hire people in and they would train them how they wanted them trained. Excuse me. And then have them train new people. So new people were training new people because the new people that they were utilizing to train were more in line with what they wanted. And us older people were doing things how we wanted to do them or how we saw fit, so to speak. And that's not what they wanted. So, I mean, it's just, I mean, really, I mean, job hopping is just the best way to make more money. Pork rind stuffing. Yeah, I don't think I use I don't remember. I started using pork rinds and different stuff in mine, so we'll see. I don't remember if my newest incarnation is or not. Yeah, that would work too. I tried making like a keto bread and then cutting it into like at one point I tried making like keto bread and cutting it into cubes, baking it in the oven until it got dry, trying to make that into stuffing, but the textures just were never right. I have made Nisha's cron bread. Yeah, cornbread. I haven't tried that. Even in the field of education, where I taught high school for 10 years, a brand new teacher who was 21 years old with no experience would earn virtually the same income as a veteran teacher. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like the scale moves up and then they just have to, I mean, that there it's harder to bring new people in than it is to get people to stay. I mean, it's sad. So I quit and started my own business. Now I make a lot more money. Right, right. Well, that's good. That's so good. Thank you so much. Good morning. Thank you for being here. Oh, I mean, for real. I mean, I know my kids come over. They're not keto. They're gonna bring whatever they're gonna bring, and we may have pies. I think we may make an apple pie. I mean, it's one day. I know that all the one days, all the one day celebrations kind of add up, like birthdays and Thanksgiving and Christmas, and all those add up. Vacations and such, they all add up. But realistically, what is that? Maybe like 10 days out of the year? Okay, so honestly, say you have like holidays and birthdays, there's 10 days, just for math's sake, 10 days. you have a special treat on, those days or whatever, and you eat more than you would normally eat on those days, and you're off plan or whatever. That's 10 days. There's 365 days in a year. If you're on plan for 355 days out of 365 days, I call that a win. That is consistency without being like, I don't want to call it crazy, but I want to say it's just without being, I don't even know how to say it. But it's like, you want to do, it's not like self-care, because I know that self-care is being like making sure that you are healthy. But at the same time, you want to give yourself treats, because I know for me in the long run, me allowing myself treats throughout the year keeps me from having them every day. And I know that sounds crazy, it sounds counterintuitive, but realistically, if I didn't have like treats to look forward to, then what's to stop me from doing it every day? If I knew like on my birthday I was going to go get something cool or something that I don't have on a normal basis, then what's to keep me from just doing it every day? And I know I've got willpower, and I have Chandra, and I have all of you wonderful people, and I have a wonderful support system. But my track record with food over the course of my life would indicate that it would be easier for me to slip out of it and go down a wrong path than it would be to stay on it, even though I have done it for 7 years. So but I mean, you have to look inward to yourself and be honest with yourself, understand yourself, to be really like, okay, is it better if I allow myself these treats, or is it better for me in the long run to abstain? If I abstain, is that going to trigger me later down the road to go off the rails? Or is allowing myself these treats going to keep me from being triggered on something and going off the rails? You just have to really look at it for yourself, because no man is an island or whatever. We're not all the same. We're all going to utilize that stuff in a different way. It's all going to impact us each a different way. You'll have to let me know how that is. I've watched videos on that before, and I've never actually seen them in stores. So I think if I were to walk by them at the grocery store and see them, I may pick them up. But I don't know. I would honestly rather just make an apple pie. I mean, because the once a year I'm going to make that fake apple pie is the same amount that I'm going to make a real apple pie, and I know for sure that me putting the work into the real apple pie is going to give me the satisfaction. Where if I put all that work into a fake apple pie, I might be highly disappointed and eat the real one anyway. I mean, balance. I'm trying to click what I'm looking at here. There we go. So Cindy just got some. I have never seen it in the stores. I haven't really looked for it either, because I don't really go look at the fruits and vegetables unless I'm going to pick up an onion, or I'm going to pick up some fresh broccoli or whatever. I don't really go perusing the vegetable and fruit aisles, because there's not a lot of new innovative stuff going on. Yeah, we do too. We will make some, but I mean, realistically, like those are kind of like things that we'll do throughout the year anyway. But I know like our kids will bring stuff, you know? Really would love one of my grandma's apple pies. She made the best apple pies. And Chandra and our family, they make a different type of apple pie, and it's not the same. And that's what they like. And I'm always like, I want my grandma's apple pie. Or my great grandma would make me for my birthday when I was a kid. She'd make me this chocolate eclair cake. She'd make it just for me. The thing was huge. It was like a big full size cake just for me, because I liked it. And I mean, it was like pudding and graham crackers and Cool Whip and all that stuff. It's amazing. And I mean, then when my great grandmother passed, my grandmother would start making it for me for my birthday. And then after a while, she wasn't able to make it anymore. So But I mean, that's the thing that I'm okay not having because I mean, you got to make it huge. And I mean, it's easier just to say like, go get like an apple pie than you get a slice of apple pie and you share it with the whole like that night with everybody. So there's only one slice. There's no leftovers. With that eclair cake, that's gonna be in the fridge for like a week or better. Then I'm eating on it for a whole week. So a slice of apple pie, or I mean, like I said, you just really have to understand yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. Okay, I'm not sure. Let's see. I'm not sure what I'm missing here. What's relaxing? I have made some of you moderators, right? Let me double check because I need to make sure that I have moderators. And I'll make some of you guys moderators. I gotta bring this up on my phone here real quick.
How's the summer been treating you, Dick?
Ugh, I hate when it brings up audio and I don't want audio. Watch me look at my phone. So, yeah, I'm gonna look through here and make some of you guys. I thought I made some of you guys moderators before. I thought I'd done this before, but maybe it's changed. There we go. Good morning, Maitreya. I'm so glad you're here. There, I made some people some moderators. And if anybody wants to be a moderator, just let me know. Oh, Brenda's here. Thank you so much for being here. I don't remember if I said hello or good morning to you. Christy's here. She just finished cooking. Maitreya just finished cooking some soup. I was looking up view videos using the chayote or whatever it's called. Ooh, excuse me. Keto twins have turnovers. They look good. Yeah, I haven't seen any of their new videos. I mean, maybe their algorithm isn't pushing videos to me right now. Um, I guess like if you continue to watch people's videos, then you're going to get more and more of their videos. And if I haven't clicked on one in a while, it's going to stop showing them to me. So I need to go look and check them out too. But like I like, there's just so many videos that it's hard to keep up, and it makes me feel bad. Hot pot. I haven't done hot pot before. I'd like to do that sometime. I don't even know. I imagine we probably have some place here in Indy to do it. We'll have to see. I can't. I'm not good with moderation. I'm all or nothing. Okay, so diamond paintings. Okay, that's cool. Good morning, Stacy. Let's see. So I continue to tell me that I'm only cheating myself if I eat my old way, but then that's not true, as what I would be doing to my loved ones if they see me have my hit of drugs. I mean, you're not wrong. And understanding yourself obviously is the most important. So seeing what is important for yourself and finding out what is necessary to keep yourself on track. And anybody who is willing and able to find out and do exactly what it is they need to do to stay on track, I will always celebrate them. I'm always in your corner. That's what I want from everybody. I want everybody to realize and find what works best for them. And it is an ever evolving thing. Like I've told people, like, how I ketoed in 2016 is not how I do it today. 7 years, there's a lot of change, there's a lot of new information. In 2016, everything was net carbs. Whole total carbs was crazy. What do you mean total carbs? No way. Now I look more at total carbs. Certain things, like I said, with vegetables and broccoli, like broccoli and cauliflower and stuff, I'm more lenient with net carbs. I mean, realistically, only so much of it's going to get digested, and only so much of it is going to go into and be broken down for actual food. A lot of it's just going to go, and you're just going to hold on to it temporarily. You know, you're the best. Yeah, you're a wrench. Yes, with great power comes great responsibility. Now, don't let Uncle Ben down, okay? So what would you do with it to make it savory? Because people like to make apple pies out of it or whatever. What would be some kind of dish that you would make that was savory? Because I just like my brain's not comprehending that right now. So my understanding is hot pot is you go and you get like little pieces of meat and there's like it's either hot oil or like a boiling broth in the middle of the table and you just kind of cook your food in it, if I'm not mistaken. I've never been to one, so I'm only kind of going on what I've seen. I like making truffles, topped it with apple pie filling and then whipped cream, keto chow creamy, easy apple pie fake out. So Marbears, the biggest thing about this journey is finding out if you can be a moderator or an abstainer from food. You just have to be honest. That's 100% the honesty to yourself. We can be involved in this community and I can do one thing and tell you something, tell you that I'm doing something different, but that doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help me. This journey is a group effort, right? I'm on this journey and my journey is different than your journey. Shander's journey is different than mine and different than yours. It's all about being honest and truthful with ourselves and being able to overcome the adversities that is the years and years of binge eating and all that stuff, or you know just reckless eating, or whatever it was for you. For me, it was just eating whatever I wanted as much as I wanted. So I have been able to take a lot of control over how much and what I eat. In doing so, I have found that this way of eating helps me moderate that by being able to eat as much of these foods as I want, or my body tells me that I should have. Because there's always going to be a disconnect with me with the satiety signaling, my body telling me when I'm full and when I'm done. So I try to eat slow. I try to do a lot. There's a lot of things that I try to do, but it's not always 100%. But I know that the satiety of this lifestyle keeps me from eating all the time. So I have my coffee in the morning and then I'll eat sometimes like 2 or 3, sometimes 8 or 9. It really depends on what we've got going on. If I've gone out on DoorDash, like yesterday, I went out on DoorDash from like 5 to 8 o'clock, so about 3 hours. And so then when I got home, I made me something easy and quick. Just threw some hot dogs in the air fryer and made me a little cheese and pepperoni turnover thing on the skillet, the stove. It was easy peasy. And then we watched some TV and then we went to bed. And Shannon got up this morning. I got up, got her out the door, and here we are. but I'm able to control my hunger. And again, like just going out door dashing, just the ability to not be at one of those restaurants and say, you know what, I'm going to order some of that too. Because I picked up donuts, pizza, um, a couple different pizzas, a couple different things. You know, I was out for a while yesterday, so 3 hours, made about $50. So not the best money, but but just the honesty is so paramount. So Christy says she's an abstainer, but doesn't make me sad. At my aunt's wedding yesterday, I had eaten before and went and just enjoyed the company. I've gone out to dinner fasting many times. I've gone to weddings and not eaten. I've gone out with people to restaurants and not eaten. In the very beginning, it's difficult. It's very difficult. It makes you feel very awkward. But it's nothing for me anymore. I think the first time I went to a restaurant, we were taking the kids to Cincinnati to see a show. We were going to Bogart's, I'm pretty sure. And we stopped at Frisch's Big Boy on the way, somewhere between here and Cincinnati. We don't have them here anymore, I don't think. But there was one at like in the middle of nowhere on the way. We stopped and I'm sitting there looking at the menu and I realized, oh wait, I'm fasting. I started looking, well, what can I get? Then I realized I was fasting and I just ordered an unsweet iced tea. Probably would have been better to get water, but I got unsweet iced tea. This was, 2017, something like that. And I was only doing like a 24 or 48-hour fast. So it wasn't anything crazy. But I stuck with it and we all sat around and ate. And it's just the weirdness is the waitress at like, what are you gonna have? And I'm like, nothing. And then I just kind of feel like, well, why are you here? Well, someone has to drive. But yeah, so it's not hard to do things. But for me, and so I'm okay with going to weddings and out to dinner with people and not eating. But there are certain occasions where I know, okay, I want to have something that day. Sometimes it's, somebody's putting a lot of effort into something. And not that they expect you to have some, but you know that they're trying with love and all that stuff. And you know that people utilize food as love. It's just something that people do. And I don't think we're ever going to break that, at least in our lifetime. Perhaps later on in society, things will shift and change. But I know that, my kids will put effort into making a pie or bringing a dish over. Maybe they might make mac and cheese or something like that. And they'll put their love and effort for that day to come over and spend time together as a family. And I'll have what I want because at this part of my journey, I understand on a daily basis what I need to do to be successful. I know what my limits are for the most part. There's a train if you can hear it. I don't know if the mic's picking it up or not. But there's that, like that Christmas and Thanksgiving and Halloween, we went trick or treating at the Magic Kingdom. They gave us buckets of candy and I didn't eat any candy. I wasn't there for candy. I didn't want candy. I don't remember if I had anything for Halloween or not. I take that back. I got these I got it was a chicken sandwich with like jalapeno poppers on it with french fries. And then they had these like zombie fingers. They had like a specialty dessert for the party. So I tried that when the girl tried it and we all kind of it was like one little order of it and we all tried it. It was like a lady finger with like some weird like key lime pie filling stuff that you dipped it in. It was really sour. Tried it, but I didn't have any candy because to me, I can have candy anytime I want to. But I can't have that weird zombie fingers anytime, only when I go to Disney on Halloween or on a Halloween party. So that was just something like, and that chicken sandwich I got was a party exclusive. So it's like something I can't get all the time. So those are things that I make exceptions to because I'm not going to drive 1,000 miles to go get that just to go. You know what I mean? I'm just not. So I can't get it here, so it's fine. But I mean, that's something that I'm being honest with myself about. Your mileage obviously will vary. Okay, I'll check that out. Chorizo stuffed. Is it chayote, coyote, something like that? Interesting. Okay, we'll try that. I'll take a look at that and see where that is as far as where we live and where it is. Good morning, Evelyn. Yes. Okay, so Tigger is home. So this morning when I opened the garage and turned the car on to warm it up for her, and when she went to go out to get in the car, Tigger was in the garage. So he'd come into the garage, and then we tried to get him to come in the house, and he was coming into the house, and one of the cats came over to see him, and he ran off. So it's definitely our two cats being jerks and keeping him from being here. Because I was trying to we finally got him in the house, and the one cat that was always a jerk to him that we would see, I was keeping him away, and then the other cat chased him. I'm like, "Oh, come on." So I don't know what's gonna happen. Green bean casserole Thanksgiving too. Okay. I've never tried green bean casserole. It just never looked like something I wanted it to try. And I've seen that Chris from Nashville's potatoes. That looks like too much work. And I know that sounds like so like lazy. There's so many moving parts of that recipe. I just again like if I want potatoes on Thanksgiving, I probably just make instant potatoes. And I know that sounds like lazy and like anti-keto and all that stuff, but like I'm not going to make that on a normal basis. I mean, it doesn't look appealing enough to me to want to try it on a normal basis. So realistically for me, it's easier if I just made like instant mashed potatoes because I'm only going to do it once a year anyway, probably. I don't make like the keto stuffing I'll make because it actually tastes really good and it actually tastes a little bit different than regular stuffing. It doesn't have the same consistency, but it's similar, but I actually like it. So I'll put the effort into in making that. But I've only kind of got one of those in me because I don't want to spend all day in the kitchen. So that's one of the reasons why I told the kids I was like I don't want to spend all day cooking. I don't want to get up early in the morning to cook. I don't want to get up at 8 a.m. and start cooking because I would rather, I want to spend time with the family, but I don't want to wear myself out. So by the time they get here to eat, I'm like asleep in the chair because the whole point of that day is to be together. And I don't want to wear myself out for that purpose. So I'll get up. Cooking a turkey in my house, super easy. I cook it the same every year. One year I did try to smoke a turkey. We didn't like it. I mean, maybe I didn't do it right. I don't know. It just came out kind of dry. One year we tried spatchcocking a turkey. It came out kind of dry. But I'll just take a turkey, literally fill it full of butter, like 2 or 3 pounds of cubed butter, stuff it as tight as I can get it in there, season it, put it into a turkey bag, put it in the oven upside down. I literally put the breast down and all like, the dark meat on the upside, so all that fat drains down into the breast, and I cook it like that for however long at whatever temperature, depending on how long or how big the turkey is, and it works. And there's hardly ever that much left over. Kids usually pick it apart. Sometimes I've had to cook a second turkey later on because Shannon wanted more turkey. She's also tried it fried up and mixed in scrambled eggs and sauteed with bacon and garlic herbs. That would be interesting. I'd be willing to try that. Like I said, I've just never seen it in the grocery stores, But again, I've never really like totally looked at it or looked for it, I should say. But Trey is here. She's got all the ideas. Yes, thank you so much. Just one of those things. Chowder is a popular food in Mexican and Asian cuisines. I just had an exposure to it pre-keto. Yeah, I mean, I've seen it. I've seen recipes with it. I've just never like. If I see it in the stores, I might pick some up and try something. I think savory would be better. I don't think that I would be. The idea of making it into like an apple pie doesn't seem this. I don't know. So Evelyn says she's going to a luncheon at church today, and she's packed her lunch to take with her with bacon and hard-boiled eggs. That sounds awesome. That's a good thing. So I did that at work for a long time. Like when I started keto, like I would pack my lunch every day. Um, I would pack hard-boiled eggs, like salami, lunch meat, chicken, chicken lunch meat, turkey lunch meat, bacon, pepperoni, string cheese. I'd bring like mustard to dip things in, and I would bring way more than I probably would eat, but it helped me that way if I did get like if there was something going on and I was like, "Oh, I want some of that," I could just eat more of what I brought. So I would always try to plan ahead, and then after a while I started doing more OMAD, and then I didn't even bring a lunch at all. But that was a couple years into it. That is true. So Stacy's saying there's nothing ever tastes as good as healthy feels. I can't do moderation. I just tell myself that what I eat is the same as watching my alcoholic family members have that one drink. We know where that leads. 100%. There's not a lot of like of those foods out there where you just take now how I feel and how I felt over the last 7 years has been pretty consistent. There hasn't been more than like a day or two where I felt kind of crappy from eating bad food. Normally it's a bad night's sleep. So if I if we have pizza, say we order a pizza and it's not keto pizza and we eat it, I'll go to bed at night and I won't feel great. I'll sit up, I'll have heartburn and it's miserable. So that keeps in mind that we're not going to order pizza for a long time. And then every once in a while, then like after a year or so, it'll come around again and be like, you know what really sounds good? Pizza. And we order the pizza and then we're miserable all night again. It is kind of weird how we as humans will understand that and still do it. Like, doc, it hurts when I do that. Well, don't do that. But food is just one of those things that it's easy to abstain, like for me, 98% of the time. And then sometimes I just want it. Sometimes something in my brain clicks and it's like, okay, we're doing this. It's like that with Thai food, sushi, pizza. Those are really the main things that it does it to me. Like we love sushi, we love Thai food, we love pizza. And luckily for us, we're able to abstain most of the time. Now, there's been a few things over the last 7 years that we've tried that was just like, oh, they were like those like the Gideon's cookies from Disney. If I woke up the next day and my legs hurt, well, that stuff was still delicious. But but for 99% of the time, you're 100% right. But again, it's just up to the individual. What are you willing to deal with? What's your threshold? What's your, what's your plan? What's, you know, if that makes any sense. I just can't think of the word right now. Some more coffee. So as Brenda says, she's been gluten free for over 30 years. So she was already used to bringing her own food or not eating. Yeah, so my aunt is gluten intolerant. She's got celiac, so that's something she does. She brings her own bread or whatever when she's going to like a fast food restaurant. She's done kind of keto intermittently, and she'll ask me for help sometimes. And I'm always willing to help anybody out that comes to me for questions. Like I said, I've never tried green bean casserole. It just never looked like something I wanted to eat. And I know that's like, and I've seen many people have brought them over the years to many work functions, going to other people's houses for different holidays, and there's almost always one there. And I've just never been like, that looks good. My grandma's made it made it before, years and years and years ago when I was in my teens and stuff. We'd go to my aunt's house for a holiday and it would almost always be that. I'm just like, doesn't look good to me. Good morning, Kim. I was just asking Brandon about you the other day. I hadn't seen you. I don't go to that store anymore, and I don't even know if you still work there or not. But I hadn't heard from you or seen you on Facebook or anything. But so Kim is one of my mom's friends. My mom's been gone since 2013, but they were friends when they were younger, and so I kind of grew up with her kids and such when we were younger too. So it's always good to see her, and she's always been so kind to me. And I hope you're doing good. I like just green beans. My grandmother always made green beans with minced onion and a little bit of equal, a sweetener, weirdly enough. But I remember my great grandmother, I would sit and help her snap beans when I was a kid. She'd have it just sit on the couch and watch TV and snap beans. And then she'd make that green beans with potatoes in a pressure cooker. Terrifying. In the past, we made green beans almondine instead of green bean casserole. Other sides were Brussels sprouts with bacon and onion. Oh, yes. You can't go wrong with Brussels sprouts, bacon, and onion. And I know people will say, I don't like Brussels sprouts, and I've tried them every way. You haven't tried them roasted with onions and bacon. Even just roasted with onions, some garlic, bruh. Like my kids would say, bruh. Salad, keto, post keto added loaded cauliflower casserole. That sounds good too. Richard says, Brian the turkey, then smoke it. I don't. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm not gonna brine my turkey. I'm lazy. When it comes to cooking like that, everything that I make and everything that I try to put out, I've made some complicated recipes on my channel, but I try to make things easy and simple. I mean, keto simple. I don't want to spend all day cooking something. And I mean, I have a smoker. I have one of those pellet grills, but I'd rather just oven cook my turkey. I don't care to brine it. I just salt it, season it, stuff it full of butter, cook it upside down in a bag, and it comes out perfect for me every time. And I mean, everybody eats it. There's hardly any leftovers when the kids leave. So there's so many techniques. Everybody's got the perfect way to cook turkeys. Brenda says they spatchcock theirs after brining. It does cook so much faster if you spatchcock it. That probably what happened is it cooked faster than we thought it would. She's still there curling her hair. I curled my hair this morning. What do you think? If you're talking about mine, try it because it's so fast. The hardest part is getting that plastic hanger thing out of there. I don't know why that plastic thing that keeps like the legs and stuff together. I have trouble getting that out every year. You would think I'd have learned by now. Been making turkeys for 10 plus years now. Every year I make a turkey. You'd think that I'd have figured that out by now, but I'm always like struggling and I'm like, I don't know. Some things you never learn. So I don't like traditional green bean casserole. She does her bougie homemade version. 100%. Dilly beans, snacking perfection. Rutabaga. It reminds me of Clutch. There's a line where it's like rutabaga. Just makes me think of a Clutch lyric. I mean, a lot of things remind me of Clutch lyrics because I mean they've got like 14 albums. So Evelyn says we do southern garlic green beans, garlic, butter, salt, sauteed with green beans. So good. Yeah. So she was never a lover of green bean casserole. So I like canned green beans. That's what I grew up on. Now, my daughter likes the sauteed fresh green beans. She makes those. We'll cook those and then she'll forget to eat them. Kids. And Cindy says, we've always made our turkey in a cooking bag much quicker. Yeah, I mean, I just tie it in a knot the best I can, depending on the size of the turkey and the size of the bag. I'll just tie it up. Yeah, I mean, I just toss like a little bit of, I could use like baking powder or whatever, or like almond flour sometimes, or sometimes we'll actually use a little bit of flour if we have it in the house just to coat the bag, just spray it down with some cooking spray and a little bit of cooking flour or whatever. I mean, it's not going to add enough carbs for the whole turkey to make much of a difference. There's nobody in our house has celiac, so my aunt doesn't come over to our house for Thanksgiving or anything like that. So we don't have to worry about that. Thank you. Yeah, the crispy, the skin is so good. Like, I tell you what, one is that's one of my favorite things about the Costco rotisserie chickens. I'll go and I'll bring home two, 1 to 2, depending, and I'll break them apart. And the skin never makes it to the bag or wherever I'm because I'll break them apart and the skin never makes it. The skin is my tax for breaking them apart. And I know there's a lot of people out there who are like, don't eat the skin. It's got so much stuff on them. Like, how much carbs could really be in the chicken skin of a Costco chicken? How much seed oils could still be on there? I mean, I just don't know. But I mean, I eat them and I don't feel bad the next day. And I mean, I can buy 4 cooked chickens for the price. Well, let me see. I think they're 3 or 4 cooked chickens at Costco for the price of 2 uncooked chickens at Costco that are smaller. Sometimes the bargain wins out. I know, no surprise. I like Asian long beans. They're gigantic green beans, so I cut them to my preferred size. They're slightly firmer. I don't think I've ever tried those before. I haven't even eaten green beans in a long time. I've got cans and cans of them in the pantry and I just haven't eaten. I think about it all the time. I buy them or I have bought them with the intention of like, I can just have a quick meal. I can just make some real quick and then eat them and enjoy them. Shander won't eat them, but I mean, I can just make them so fast. Open the can, maybe 2 cans. Sam. Um, but I just haven't for some reason. I just kind of get to where I don't eat a lot of like vegetables, but I love sometimes I just get them a kick and want to eat broccoli every day. So the title of this live is Keto in 2024. How do you plan to keto in 2024? Are you planning any changes? Are you planning any challenges? As for right now, I don't think we are going to be doing anything different. We're still doing what I would say loosely the beef, butter, chicken, and eggs. Um, but we haven't been super strict with it as of just yet. Haven't been really going off plan either. but we've not had like I've had like mustard and I've had some hot dogs. So not really on plan, but haven't been really like off the rails either. So we just haven't really been doing the as strict as we probably should. So we'll have to see about that. But yeah, what, if anything, are you planning to do differently in 2024? That's what I want to know. Have you even thought about it? Maybe you haven't. The end of the year is good for reflection. The end of the year, obviously, is also very hectic and busy with holidays. We've got Thanksgiving literally around the corner, less than 2 weeks away. We've got Christmas shortly after that and New Year's. And then 2024 is upon us very shortly. So Maitreya says she plans to keep healing her ankle injury and up my movement so I can lose the weight I put on being sedentary. So my foot still hurts from Disney. I probably had some kind of stress fracture. I mean, we just up. There's no real way to prepare as much for all the walking. Excuse me. There's no way really to pay, to prepare for that amount of walking because you walk all day. You can walk for an hour here or there at home, but there's nothing that I mean, unless you give up everything at home and just walk, it's really difficult to just really truly prepare for the walking that you'll do at like an amusement park like Disney. I mean, whether it was Disney or Disney Springs, or we went to a outlet store, like an outlet mall. Just the amount of walking, there's no way really to prepare. So towards the end of it, my foot was just felt like it was going to break in half. Just every step. But I powered through because I didn't have any other choice. Nobody could carry me. I didn't have a stroller. Luckily, the girl, she has, obviously with young kids, you take strollers. She's 5, still took a stroller. Whether they're 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, still take a stroller because they get tired and then they're too heavy to carry. But me, I'm 325 pounds. I'm too heavy to carry. So, and I wasn't going to rent one of those hover around things or whatever just because my foot was bothering me. I mean, it probably would have been the practical thing to do, but I didn't. Well, and Shanda wouldn't let me anyway. So, but yes, so I need to heal my foot. It's getting better, but yeah. And I want to be hopefully by the end of 2024, 50 pounds lighter than I am now. We'll see how that goes. I'd like to have abs by the time I'm 50. But that takes a lot more dedication than I have at this very moment. But you heard it here first, folks. Abs by 50. I'm 44. I turned 45 in June. So I've got 5.5 years to get abs. You think I can do it? I mean, I could if I went crazy and stayed in the gym all day, but we'll see. Mary says she wants to do 2 72-hour fasts, one in January and one in September. That is totally, totally realistic. I have your back on that 100%. There is no reason you can't do 2 72-hour fasts. I plan hopefully to do two 7-day fasts, maybe 3 in 2024. I'll plan them out. I have to look at the calendar, see what kind of events are around. I don't want to be fasting during like Keto Palooza 2024 asterisks or any other event like that. I don't want to get myself into something or like, but I'm definitely not going to do 3 weeks at a time anymore. That's just a lot. But 7 days for me, 7 days for me isn't that big of a deal. But yeah, you could totally do 2 72-hour fasts. I think once you get the first one under your belt, you'll realize just how easy it actually can be. I would say maybe you'll probably find that doing if you get 72 hours in, that's 3 days. There's probably nothing that wouldn't stop you from doing 4 or 5 days. Now, the longer you go, the more careful you need to be with reintroduction of food. And you'll need to do, your due diligence and your research and finding out what you need to do to reintroduce your food to yourself after 4, 5, 6, 7 days. Just want to be slow with it. You just don't want to go in and have like a gigantic meal. Matreya says 10 to 15-mile bike rides. Don't cut it for me. I get bored. I like the Deftones too. But yeah, I need like I said, hopefully in 2024 I can get a bike. But I feel like I have so much stuff that's so many things like money things earmarked, like cameras, a bike, kitchen appliances to help with videos, even though I kind of think that if I get them, I only use them for a video, then they'll go in the garage. So I kind of gotta have to make a list. I need to sit down with Chandra and make a list of things that I want, things that I need, and try to prioritize and figure ways to get those things the next year. But I'd like a bike. Jen says she wants to get her shit together in 2024. That's what we're here for, to help you do that and keep it going. I want to be like Carrie and be able to say so many days without a cheat. I want to feel and look great during my October cruise. And we're here for you. 100%. We are here for you. Let us know what we can do to help you, and we will. 100%. I've got a runny nose. Hold on. We are here for you. Any number of us. Just text us, and we'll help you stay accountable. That's what we're here for. That's what community does. Danny says, I don't know what I'm going to be doing different, but I think I need to change my weight. Has gone up a little bit, not diet, but need to get more exercise, maybe join a gym. Yeah. Joining gyms can be a little bit intimidating. So I have a membership to Vasa Fitness, but it's a very intimidating gym. It's busy all the time. They've started increasing their hours that they're open because they are so busy all the time. But they have all the amenities that I wanted, and they're not overly priced. So they've got all the cardio equipment, they've got all the weight equipment, they've got all the HIIT equipment, they've got red light therapy, they have a sauna, they have a steam room, they have a hot tub, they have a swimming pool, they have a basketball court, all that for like $25 a month. So I just have to go. That's something in 2024 I need to really step up and start going. I need to start going before January because I know it'll just be worse January, February, March. But that place is crazy. Like when I started going, there was a Sunday. I went on a Sunday and it had snowed and it was still packed. I'm like, I figured, well, no one's going to go in the snow. Wrong. Crazy. You're right. You can do it. So Christy says she started working on her fitness in September. She's going to keep working on that in 2024. 100%. Just keep it going. It's easy to keep going than it is to start and stop. Yes, 100%. We are here for Jen. We're here for Cindy, and we're here for every single one of you that's here. Every single one of you. Cindy says she has a free membership thanks to getting older. I just need to get there on a regular basis, like 2 to 3 days a week. Yeah. Getting in the car is the biggest step. It's like, I don't know if any of you are familiar with as soon as I'm going to talk about him, I'm not going to be able to think of his name. the crazy guy that runs all the time. He's like, I'll can't think of his name off the top of my head. He's crazy and he runs. He was like he was Navy SEAL, and he's like, sometimes I'll sit and I'll stare at my shoes for half an hour before I put them on. If you have to sit and stare at your shoes for half an hour before you put them on, as long as you put them on and you make those steps and get where you want to go. The only real thing stopping you from doing what you want to do is you. It's one of those things. If you want something bad enough, you'll make it happen. I'm not trying to sound so guru-y or whatever, but I mean, I'm my own worst enemy. I'm my own worst blockade. I get in my own way every single day. Every day that I don't get up at 6:30 in the morning and make content. Every day that I sleep till noon. Every day that I don't go to the gym. Every day that I don't do what it is that I want to do, I'm standing in my own way. That's just the truth of it. I am the person who gets in my way 100% of the time. And that's something that I have to change. Lynette says, for 2024, I will continue being ketovore, but I need to incorporate more walking and I need to stop eating between meals. Since I work from home, food is readily available and I need to control that. That was huge for me because it's easy to control food if you work in an office and you don't bring food. It's easy. Like I've worked in offices where they've had, they bring in bagels on Fridays, or there's always donuts, or every week is somebody's anniversary and they bring in a giant sheet cake. It's easy to avoid the cake. It's easy to avoid the bagels. But when I was sitting at home in my office, sitting here doing work, there's not a lot stopping me from going downstairs and just eating whatever we have. Now, we only had keto stuff, but I was eating whatever I wanted. I was drinking like 2.5 gallons of cold brew coffee a week, which was really bad because cold brew coffee just steeps and steeps. I'd basically steep it the whole time. So it was probably 4 times as much caffeine as a regular cup of coffee. And I was drinking 2.5 gallons a week. Crazy. So heavy cream, crazy. I was like jittery. And then I'd have like a Rockstar or some kind of energy drink to go with it. Crazy amounts of caffeine. I was probably having 600 or 700 milligrams of caffeine a day. That was ridiculous. But I was sitting at home. I thought I was helping myself. I was helping myself stay on plan while basically shoveling caffeine into my face. So those kinds of things, those new things that we have to deal with, take time to figure them out. They take time to come up with a new plan of action. Like when I started keto and I worked in an office, like I said, I started with bringing my lunch to work. And I would bring my lunch to help supplement and keep myself in control over the things that they would bring in. And then I got to the point where I was doing OMAD, so I didn't need to bring my lunch. I didn't have to pack my lunch. Save me time and save me energy. I would just eat when I got home. I'd get home, make dinner for the family, Shander, myself, and I would eat. And then being relegated to working at home was a whole new dynamic. And I didn't have a chance to figure that out. I wasn't long enough to totally figure it out. Now I'm home all the time and I'm slowly building myself up to getting back to where I was before going home. So having my coffee in the morning and then being able to control my appetite enough throughout the day that I'm not just eating and snacking all day. It takes time. It takes patience. So, I mean, we can't change always on a dime. And I don't know how long you've been working from home and all that stuff, but I know that even I was working from home for a year and it still was a struggle. So I know that as a person that struggles, you just have to slowly work up and build up and find the path, the path that works best for you. So Partners in Ketosis says red light therapy is nice. I actually have a panel in the house and I can make my plantar fasciitis feel better within 5 minutes. I've never actually tried the red light therapy because I'm not even sure what it does, but I just know they have it. Like, all the amenities that they tout when you're looking at a gym or whatever. I wanted the sauna and I wanted the hot tub because when you get done doing that, you can just sit in the hot tub, sit in the sauna. Then I would go, and nobody was in the pool. Pool's chilly, so I go and like kind of do like a poor man ice bath because the new craze is an ice bath. But maybe I'll get a big bucket this winter and fill it full of water and try doing an ice bath or whatever and see how that works out this winter time. We'll see how that works. I don't know. We'll see. And you see how much one of those like horse troughs cost and see if I could just fill it with water and break the ice and get in every day. Sounds awful, but I'm kind of curious. No, it's not Jonathan Shane. It's he's got a book and I have it. It's oh my goodness. Why does my brain not work? Let me keep thinking about it. In September, Brian and I started bowling in a senior league on Monday afternoons. We have also been going other days to practice once or twice a week in addition to league. Yeah, bowling is awesome. So weirdly enough, when I'm working in an office, I started getting these little like nub things on my wrists from typing all the time, even though I use like one of those ergonomic things, ergonomic keyboards. And I found that when I went bowling and I bowled in a league for a season, and they went away. And then I stopped bowling, then they started to come back. So and now I have just a little, but I don't type nearly as much. I would type all day, office job, you know. David Goggins is his name. David Goggins. David Goggins. He's like a motivational speaker, but he's like hardcore, and most people probably don't. He's probably too intense for most people. Jen says, true that. She's the one stopping herself, and I know what works for me. I just don't do it. Yeah, we're our own worst enemies. You would think that we would do what we need to do to succeed, but we don't. It's so strange. So the biggest challenges in our mind, 100%. Good morning, Dustin. Thank you for being here. Snacking is crushes. Yeah, 100%. Bowling is so good. My downfall with eating is the nighttime snacking. Yeah. So I do all the grocery shopping, like 99.99% of the grocery shopping. And I won't buy anything for me. I won't buy any snacky snacks for me. And then I get mad at myself because I'll be here at night. We'll sit down to watch something on TV and I don't have anything to snack on. And I get mad. I start rummaging through the fridge or whatever. There's nothing for me to snack on. I just get mad. I don't know what's worse, snacking or being angry that I can't snack. Dustin, you just got to have faith. Yeah, the cold plunge. Like I would just get in the cold pool. It's probably not cold enough. Probably 70 degrees or whatever. It's not 39 or whatever. But I've been looking at cold plunges and they're all like $5,000, and I'm like, I don't have that kind of scratch. That's not exercise. When I asked her how long it's been since she has gone bowling, it was 20 years for her or whatever. Started when she was 9, stopped in her 40s. My grandma always talked about how she went to the library and got a book on bowling and taught herself how to bowl and then won all these like prizes and stuff. She talked about it forever. I was always so proud of her about it. But she's like, I got a book and taught myself how to bowl. struggling with drama and such, and I fell into older unhealthy habits yesterday. Was much better. That's the thing. Drama, I try to avoid as much drama as I can. I'm not going to be a person that pushes drama. I don't care who it is, because I know that in our community there's a little bit of drama here and there. There's always going to be some. It's going to be gossip and drama, but I don't care. Um, it's just not something I'm going to concern myself with more often than not. Sometimes sometimes some concern may be warranted, but it is what it is. And, you know, ice bath equals nope. I can't even get myself to take a cold shower. I need to start doing that, and then I can do the ice bath. But like the hot and the cold shock proteins and all the the lengthening of your telomeres and all that stuff that kind of goes into the sciencey stuff of why saunas and ice plunges are beneficial. I understand them, and I know that that would be beneficial to me, but it would be so cold. But I love getting in a sauna. But the only downside of being in a sauna is like a sauna at that gym, it's so crowded. You're trying to sit in there with a bunch of people, and to me, like a sauna, I like it to be really quiet. But when you've got 10 people in a sauna, it's impossible for it to be fully quiet. People are listening to headphones, and even if they're listening to headphones, you can still hear some of it. And they're breathing or whatever it is they're doing. And I know that's bougie. I'd love to have a sauna in my house, but one of these days, one of these days. Be safe and have a great time. Have a great day. 100%. Whoa, excuse me. Yeah, I was looking at getting a horse trough. I need to go to Tractor Supply today anyway and pick up some kitty litter. Um, I got to change out all the kitty litters today, and I'll look and see how much they charge for horse troughs. I can't buy it today because I've got my car, but look and see how much they are. Talk to Shander about it. Fill it up with water, and when it gets cold enough, and then just break the ice and get in. Hopefully it gets cold. Hopefully it gets cold enough this winter, but we'll see. Good morning, Brenda. Thank you for being here. Cindy is no ice bath for me either. While in the shower, I have at times lowered the temp gradually until it gets cold, then I'm out. I usually shower with it all the way as hot as our shower will go. And then Chandra will get in sometimes right after, like we'll switch off and she'll get in and like she's like, "Oh, what are you doing? It's too hot." This gym is crazy. Anytime I've ever driven by, it's packed. It's an old grocery store. We had a chain of stores here called Marsh, and they went out of business. And they took over one of the Marsh buildings nearby, and it is like a full grocery store parking lot, packed to the gills all the time. They're open from like 4 in the morning till midnight, I think. Eventually, they'll probably just be 24 hours. I'm pretty sure eventually, if you can close at midnight and open at 4, you just have like one more person come in and you just be 24 hours. I wonder how long it'll be before. I don't think we'll ever see grocery stores and such being 24 hours again, but stuff like fast food, we might, if they can get the worker situations where they pay them enough to make it worth their while. But I don't know. We'll see. Thank you, Cindy. I do that too in the summertime. I'll just go out in the car and it'll be hot because like where I because my car parks in the driveway, Shander's is in the garage, and my car will be sitting in the afternoon sun. So when I go out and get in it, it'll be super hot. Sometimes I just sit and I won't turn the AC on or anything and just drive while it's hot for a while. Yeah. I hate to set a resolution. If I don't succeed, I am so mean to myself. My everyday commitment is to be better. Yes, I agree with that as well. But I don't really see as like trying to look at possible goals for 2024 as setting a resolution is necessary. I'm not necessarily talking about resolutions, but we're always looking to better ourselves. And I figure that in 2020, like, I am looking in 2024 to do X better or better myself in this area or that area. That's kind of what I look at. Danny says, I did get some workout equipment. I saw pictures. That looks pretty good. You got a good basement going on. And I said it's pretty regularly, and I have a sauna. I have done the sauna. Then, yeah. That's all. You've got it. You've got it going on, Danny. I don't know. I don't know if they do that or not. I think everybody's supposed to sanitize after they use the equipment. I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, because um, a lot of gyms were 24 hours for a long time. I don't know. But I don't think that Walmart and those places will go 24 hours again. They just didn't make enough money overnights. I think they would be open like a skeleton crew and everybody would be putting stuff away, but I don't think they were making enough to really. I mean, if they did, it would be 100% self checkout or whatever. It'd be one person watching that or whatever. And then like the theft is probably up overnights and all that stuff. So they probably just don't care anymore. I've looked at some of those, like the ones you kind of sit in, like you put a chair and you zip it up around your neck. I've looked at some of those and I might. The problem is most of them don't get hot enough. Oh, my nose is running. They don't get hot enough. I know like I think they get to like 120, 130 degrees. I need to look at, I mean, it'd probably be better than nothing, but I kind of like something that goes to like 190, 180, 190 and do that for 20 minutes. But yeah, I need to look at those. And then I know that there are a lot of the new ice bath ones that are coming down in price. Some of like the smaller ones, like the single person. But a lot of those, you still have to put ice in them. I don't want to go buy ice every day. So like ones that are expensive are the ones that keep the water cold for you. You would think it would be the other way around. You'd think a college town, everything would be open 24/7 because college kids never sleep, right? They're always up partying and doing weird stuff. But it's just so weird. McDonald's aren't open 24 hours a day unless you're like near like a very, very busy interstate intersection where there's a lot of traffic all the time. Um, I don't know. It's just so strange anymore to be out. Easy. So Stacy says, as children, we would run from the weekly steam bath to the house and take a snow plunge in the winter. It's backwoods Alaska. We never got sick. I kind of feel like I kind of got sick from all the junk food that I ate in Disney because I'm sure that like eating that way does that and being around tons and tons and tons of people, hundreds of thousands of people over a week, probably, and then kind of coming from a spot where we're not around very many people most of the time these days. Like the amount of people that we're around these days is like dropped significantly, right? And just being in a big destination like that probably didn't help. On top of having the sweets and stuff, so was it worth it? 100%. I love Disney and I love being around all like being in those parks and I love trying the treats and stuff. So even if I got a little, I mean, the only downside is I didn't get to go to the ocean. That really bummed me out because we were going to spend a day at the beach, walking up and down the beach, just Chandra and I, and we didn't get to do that because we were home covered up. We were at the condo covered up in blankets, freezing to death, watching weird stuff on Netflix. So yeah. But I think I'm going to go ahead and end this now. We've been going for an hour and 35 minutes. I appreciate every single one of you. It still is insane to me that every Sunday morning, 7:30 all of you come out to talk to me and to each other. I love it. It means the world to me, but it's still one of those things that it's still hard for me to wrap my mind around. It warms my heart and it means more to me than I can even express with words. So, thank you all so very much for being here and chatting with me. And I did post a video um, this week on the Keto Indianapolis Facebook page that I wanted to discuss today, but Shannon and I talked about it, and we are going to discuss that on Tuesday on our live at 7 p.m. I just have to figure out how to get that to work, how to be able to share that, and for you all to see it. Because I think it's very powerful. Some of you have probably watched it. If you haven't, check it out, but we will break it down and we'll talk about it and give our thoughts on Tuesday. So that'll be interesting, and hopefully you guys will get something out of that. But again, thank you all so much. And from the bottom of my heart, I love all of you. Thank you so much. And I'll see you Tuesday.